Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome back to another What's in the Bag, Jay. Now, this is where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw one out at random, and do a review. Now, coming back from last week is Gnaw, Clowntergeist, All Hallows Eve 2, The Jonestown Haunting, No Vacancy, and making its debut this week is Doll Graveyard. I believe that's Full Moon. Let me give the bag a good tussle, and we'll see what's going to come back next week. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, we have Doll Graveyard. Very cool. Alright, I'm going to set this aside while I set all the other movies side by side and take my trusty Freddy vs. Jason die, which is underneath the bag, and we're going to see what comes back next week. Just remember that if I roll a Freddy vs. Jason or a 5, they all come back. Four. Interesting. Let's give the bag another good tussle. Let's see. The first one coming back next week is The Jonestown Haunting. The next one coming back next week, All Hallows Eve 2. The next one coming back is Clowntergeist. And last but certainly not least, is Gnaw. Okay, just about all of them are coming back. If you want to see No Vacancy, get a review, remember to please vote. Right now, I'm going to go watch Doll Graveyard and come back with a review later. Well, I'm back. I just watched Doll Graveyard, and here are my thoughts. Doll Graveyard is a 2005 film, which runs approximately 71 minutes, and it's directed by Charles Band. He was responsible for Petrified, The Ginger Dead Man, and Ooga Booga, which is actually in this film. He is right. Actually, he's not even on the cover. How about that? He's in this film. Now, this stars Jared Kuznets as Guy Philbrook. He was in Flying Cars, American Nightmares, and Prom. Kristen Green as Olivia. She was in Carver, The Haunted Casino, which is also a Full Moon movie, and Evil Bong, of course, also a Full Moon movie. And Brian Lloyd as Rich. He was in All Day Brothers, Southern Comfort, and Hijacked. Now, that's not the Southern Comfort that was from the 80s, I believe. Different one. Doll Graveyard. This is a fun one. This is one that I hadn't seen. I couldn't remember if I'd seen it or not, so that's why I kind of put it in rotation. I'm glad I did because I've never seen it before. It starts out in 1911 with a little girl playing with some dolls. One being, a samurai, a guy who looks like a German officer, and a messed up baby doll, and Ooga Booga, which There he is right there. She's playing with her dolls, and she accidentally knocks over a priceless, it's like a vase, I think. And her father gets mad and decides he wants to teach her a lesson, despite the fact that he's like really, really mean. He makes her dig a hole in the backyard and makes her bury her dolls. As she's digging the hole, he helps her out, and she falls back in and breaks her neck. So he buries her with her dolls. Great father. Years later, another family moves into this house. It's supposed to be present time. And the son, who is about 12 or 13, likes to collect action figures. So he goes in the backyard and he's cleaning up for his father, doing his chores, and he finds this doll graveyard. It's not really a graveyard, it's more or less just a grave. I think that was just a name that they attached to it. But he finds the samurai. He takes him to the house, and the samurai starts talking to him in a girl's voice. It possesses him, and at the same time, his older sister is having a party where she invites a bunch of her friends over, and the dolls start taking out the sister's friends one by one. It's basically the story in a nutshell. There is more to it, but I'm going to leave it there. Now, this is what I call... I don't think they really have a name for it, but you have the original Full Moon sort of stuff with Tourist Trap, Puppet Master, and all that. Then you have kind of the middle ground where this came out and you had Ginger Dead Man, Evil Bong, and all that. And now you have the newer stuff. I love the older stuff, of course. Big fan of Puppet Master, Subspecies, and all that. I like a lot of what they put out here. This one, of course, I love Ginger Dead Man. Evil Bong's a lot of fun. So, those two sets of time periods for Full Moon, in my opinion, were some of the best. Their newer stuff is kind of hit or miss for me. But I'm still glad that they're producing stuff and putting out material. So, but yeah, take that for what it's worth. And don't forget to vote for what didn't make it. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.